Well, this is about the situation over in Israel and the Gaza. Uh, Once again, we hope there's not a big loss of life in civilians, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Hopefully, Hamas will be taken down and the citizens of the Gaza Strip can go back to a different life than they have. Really, it should no longer be controlled, dominated by Israel. The United Nations needs to get in there and have their personnel making sure that there's some kind of a decent life there. The Palestinians have been dominated by the Israelis, kicked out 1948. Okay. This is my opinion, and I've had it since the 60s. I think when the world decided to give basically the Palestinian area over to the Jewish people to come back, they were there 2,000 years before, and you can argue about anything you want. But basically the Palestinians were there. The world decided it was a good idea to give it to the Jewish people to have a homeland after they suffered so badly during World War II. I think the Jewish people at that time could have been happily and successful anywhere in the world. There will always be some prejudice, but basically they were received everywhere in the world. When they got there in 48, they drove out 500 and some thousand people. I'm not going to have all the facts down, but that's basically what it was. The Palestinian people lost their homeland. Now, that is not fair in anybody's book. I'm sorry. You can say all you want. Well, we should have this, we should have that. They kicked out 500 some thousand people. Now, so it started off the relationship really bad from the start, and you could take it further back. But let's just go back to 1948. What I would do is any lands that were taken that weren't given to the Israelis at that time, they should go back to the Palestinians. And any land that was taken through a war effort to defend Israel shouldn't be, well, now we got land. No, the other parties lost the war, and that doesn't mean they should still lose the land. That's how I feel. I'm sorry. Israelis have tried to dominate and have dominated the Palestinians forever there, okay, since 1948. Now the Palestinians, in their part, created havoc, and then Israel responded. It's been back and forth, like a horrible, call it a tennis game, but with horrible things happening. It's just too bad. And it's not just them. It affects the whole world. The whole world suffered because of stupid moves by leaders. I may say colonial powers, England, whoever was involved with getting the Jewish people back in there. Now they're there. Okay, well, that doesn't mean they should leave. They should have a spot, but that means the Palestinians should have a spot too, and not be ruled and dominated by the Jewish people. The Jewish people kept expanding on settlements. Well, more friction, closer. Many of the settlements in the Gaza Strip, I don't know, I don't have the land down, but I know they expanded, and they've been crowded out the Palestinians the whole time. Now, if the Palestinians are going to have any kind of life, they cannot, from this point on, be dominated by the Jewish people. It has to be separate. The United Nations will take care of it. If they don't, where are the leaders? Where are the world leaders, saying, hey, enough is enough. Now, I know on this one, the Hamas went so far that there's got to be a big swing to have the Israeli soldiers meet Hamas soldiers and settle the score. But after that, we want to have peace. We don't want to keep having the same crap. And I mean, it's been crap since I got in high school and out of high school. It's been a long time. It shouldn't happen anymore. The Palestinian people need something too. The Jewish people need security. They're not going to get it if they're trying to dominate the Palestinian people. It's like putting a firecracker in a box and holding it with your hand. Soon enough, it's going to go off. They no longer need to have that influence that they're dominating somebody. And the Palestinians need to have a fresh breath there. Know they got some place to live that's theirs. And because of the turmoil, we still need, UN and people there to make sure the peace is done right. And they need to have, like any country, they need to have monies getting in for education, hospitals, factories, and expanding on their Gaza Strip. I suppose the people, the Palestinians in the West Bank, if they get along well, that's fine. But anyway, the Palestinian people need their area. It shouldn't be no longer that they're just dominated by the Israelis. That's how I feel. I feel it was a big mistake to turn that land over to them. But what happened? 500-some thousand people had to flee, right? How many people were killed? I don't know. I imagine a lot of people were killed along the way. That wasn't right. That was stupid of the whole world. And it's been a hell mess ever since, okay? Maybe the Middle East would have been much better off. Maybe there'd have been a lot of peace if they hadn't had that type of friction all around. Now we got to make the best of it. I wish the Israeli people goodwill, but stay within your bounds. Don't try to keep crowding out other peoples. They have a right to live too. You can know these oppressors in the world. They're bad no matter who they are, or even if they seem like they're your friend or a good smile. If they're oppressing somebody, it's wrong. It's definitely wrong, and you got to speak out. I hope other people speak out too. They don't have to say, "Hey, well, I don't think the Jewish people should have had that area in 1948." I think so, but at least right now we need to be fair. We don't want to go on tit for tat, killing people, killing young people, killing babies, killing families. The world doesn't need any more of that. Anyway, I wanted to say that, and maybe I'll put this on YouTube. I think we need more people speaking out how they really feel and not being with some prejudice idea. Anyway, probably time to sack out. Thank you. Bye-bye.